What's up, everybody? Before we get started on changing the flaps in this water valve here, I'm going to do a little demonstration on this one, showing you the proper way to glue in the flaps here. So very first thing, identify which flap needs to be replaced. Fairly simple. Next, get your replacement flap, line that up. Once that's set in the water valve there, you're going to take some high quality glue here. You're going to just go ahead, don't even worry about the top part there, nozzle's not important. We're going to take this and we're just going to dump that all in there. Get that everywhere. The more glue, the better. What's up, everybody? So we are back at a pool that we've been to before. These guys, we changed the water leveler last time. I'll put that link to the video below. But today we are going to be doing what I believe is going to be either a gear kit change or a flat glue in. The valve's not rotating, so it's got to be one of those two things. So let's go take a look at it. All right, so as I said before, the water valve's not rotating. The way the homeowner knows is the cleaning heads are staying on one station. And so let's open it up and take a look here. So the first thing you're gonna notice, this gear kit is a little yellowed. It seems to still be working and rotating here properly. So as I'm spinning it, I'm seeing it rotate here. It does, I do feel some resistance in here though. So we're gonna open it up and see what's going on inside here. We have the washer in place, that's good to go. The gear kit still feels fairly tight. Gears are working properly. Cam looks like it's in good shape. Not showing too much signs of wear there. Here we go. So we have a flap that has come loose and has busted out here. So we will be replacing a flap today. So the first thing I do is I'm gonna pull on all these and make sure that none of them are coming loose. If there's any others, I'd usually like to do them all at the same time, but I'm gonna give a good pull on all these. These all feel like they're staying in place and not moving. So now, with this one that needs to be replaced, the very first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clean off all the old glue and I'm gonna dry it up. So next thing I'm gonna do is clean up all the old glue that's on there. I'm gonna get as much removed as we can. In the process of removing the old glue, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna score this surface a little bit. So I'm actually gonna take either a flathead or whatever I have, and I'm gonna score this surface so that the glue has something to adhere to. As you can see on this flap that I pulled out, it wasn't for lack of glue that this flap came unstuck. The glue stuck to the unit here, it just didn't adhere to the valve basin. So by roughing up the surface like I did, it's gonna help this glue to stick and these flaps to last a lot longer. All right, so now with that roughed up, on both sides here, get this side. I'm going to get my flap. This is the replacement glue flap. So how you know it's a glue flap is it comes with this replacement bracket on there. So this, I'm going to test fit into the place that I just cleaned all the glue off. Make sure it sits down in there. So the next thing we're going to do is mix up some glue. A&A has a great epoxy that actually cures underwater. It's called Devcon. That's a great glue to get. I'm out of that currently, so I just went and bought some 5-minute epoxy that I'll be using in this pool here. So it's summer in Arizona, so this stuff starts to set up really quick. So I'm only doing one flap, so we don't need a ton of it, but I'll throw some in here. In this case, I have an old metal bar I'm going to use to mix up this glue. And like I said, I have the flap already pre-sat in the hole over there to know that it fits, so I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to take a very small amount of glue here and layer it on there. It does not have to be a ton. I'm going to do the other side. Same thing, very small amount. So we have a little bit of glue on both sides here. I'm gonna set this down in here. And now the biggest thing with this is I'm not concerned about that flap on top. I'm concerned that this flap here, not the bracket, I'm concerned about the flap, that it's sitting in the hole. So I wanna make sure that this guy is seated properly in the hole. The best way I've found to do that is to get 3 fingers, 3 points of contact, push down, and make sure that's sealing on there. And I have 3-point fingers, push down. You can't see any gap around there. This thing can flop up and down here. That's a good seal there. Now you can see the tiny bit of glue in there. That's all we need. We don't need this big ol' gumdrop stuff in here to get it to seal well. Just a little light layer of glue. As long as that surface is roughed up, that's gonna adhere and last many years. If you're using the Devcon glue and you've let it set up for a good amount of time, feel free to turn it on, go check, make sure everything's rotating and sealing properly. Otherwise, with this, I'm gonna just let it sit for 12 to 24 hours and then let the pool return to its normal schedule and it'll work perfect. Hey guys, thanks for helping me change the flaps on that one. Stay tuned, the very next video is going to be how to never glue in flaps again. Pretty exciting.